Peace and on with the show because the show must go on and be on time and on schedule. So today's subject is given to the needy and the time right now is 10:38 a.m. Pacific Standard out here on the West Coast on the 19th of January years 2014. And out here on the West Coast we've got a football game coming on at I guess this is 3:30. Should be a pretty good game. Got love for both teams. So go ahead and get this message out the way in time for us to get ready for the festivities while it's still early. So if you tuned in, I do appreciate it. Go ahead and lace you with this quick little bit of insight that I might have to share and somebody else might find useful. So yesterday's subject was on active listening. Some people might have tuned in, some people not. Go figure. But applying it yesterday when I was actually out and about, I actually was standing in front of the store around the corner, Stater Brothers. It's a store that just reopened after the Albertsons closed, and it was closed for about a year. So it was a dark spot in the hood burbs, but they just opened a store, Stater Brothers, and they actually put a bench out there. And sometimes I do actually find myself standing out there or sitting out there. I like to observe the women. Hey, I'm guilty, so I like to observe what's coming in and out. But yesterday I happened to just be passing by there. I was gonna go to the barbecue shop around the corner that the homie runs, and there was this dude, Latino gentleman. He was walking in, and he made eye contact with me, and he did it in a way to kind of seem like I knew him. You know how you sometimes look at a person and they know you, or they think they know you, or you think you know them, and you kind of, connect for that brief little second. So he looked at me, and I happened to be walking towards the other side of the store, and I said, "What's up?" to him, and he said, "What's up?" And then he reached in his pocket, and he had some change in his hand, and I looked, and I said, "What's this for?" He said, "Here." I said, "What is it for?" He said, "You don't want it?" And I said, "Nah, man, I don't need no change. Give it to the kids." I kind of tripped him out. So that made me think, man, was I looking like that bummy? I mean, sometimes on occasion I might find myself out and about looking that way, and usually in those particular cases I do have a few dollars in my pocket because then I can pull them out and say, well, nah, you need some change. But yesterday I had a few dollars in my pocket, but I didn't think that I was looking that destitute that I actually needed some change. Plus, I'm worth more. So I kind of chalked it up and said, well, it's probably because I just happened to be standing out in front of the store in a certain way at the certain exact time where he was coming in and he wanted to do something good and noble by offering me some change. But ordinarily, I think people, or at least when I see out asking for some change, that's what they're doing. They're actually asking for some change, but maybe he saw me as a person that he thought needed some change but wasn't necessarily asking or trying to make eye contact, or I don't know how the change bag game goes, but I just didn't happen to need it, so I turned it down and went on about my business. So to abbreviate the story, because I actually went to Starbucks, then I went to the mall, and then some stuff happened at the mall too, to the good. One of the custodians that works there, I talked to him a lot about basketball, and he happened to saw that book that I was mentioning the other day about faith, and he kept prayer, and he kept hitting me up on it. So I finally brought it yesterday. I gave it to him and let him hold it. Uh, when I got done with doing all that, working on some scripts, I was coming back, and I happened to stop at Carl's Jr.'s, and I saw this dude that he actually has like a full-time job of scrounging for change. Like he rides around on his bike throughout the parking lot. It's the Hood Burbs. It's a long story. I'm gonna actually make some kind of book to explain how the Hood Burbs work. Like it's the hood on top, or no, it's the suburbs on top of a hood. They couldn't really get rid of the hood element, so it's the best slash worst of both worlds. And you know about it. It's the new age thing that takes place in the world, gentrification, blah blah blah. But anyways, he rolled up on me, said, "Hey man," I said, "Hey bro, you know how you doing? What's up?" He said, "Yeah." Got up close. Said, "You got 75 cents?" I looked. I said, "No." He said, "Oh." But then when he seen me cutting across Junior, he pulled one of those, "Have a nice day, bro." Like, I guess some kind of guilt trip. And I thought to myself, man, did I have 75 cents? And I said, actually, I didn't. I think I had 20 cents in change in my pocket. The rest was bills. I had some bills in my pocket. And I said, well, actually, no, I was telling the truth. I didn't have 75 cents. But even if I did, that guy and people like that in particular, that's that kind of way. According to what I study, I just don't what they call reward that behavior. So that was just some active listening to note for sharing the story. Like they say, you're supposed to share your own story about what's taking place and how it applies to you. So I was just actively listening to the story and looking at it as it was taking place yesterday. And I said, the dude offered me some change, but I didn't need it, but he thought I did. And then the dude asked me for some change, and he thought I had it, but I didn't because I had some bills and less change than he was actually asking for. So to get on to the story, man, that's already 7 minutes. To get on to the story, try to make it abbreviated but really get the point across, is in regards to needy. Is that a good thing to be? I think most people politically correct. I know women know a lot about this. Probably say, nah, that's not a good thing to be needy. But it's often taught that we should give to the needy, and that's one that I kind of struggle with too because I'm a giver type of person. But I ask what the needy have to give back to me in exchange for what it is that they need. But I really want to bring that point up because just authentically speaking, because that's one thing that you will get from me and this company is that it seems like social media is a rest haven for neediness. I'm gonna go ahead and say it for the record. I, Ryland Branch, have stated that social media should be changed to social media, coined it as a new term. The 19th of January 2014, Ryland Branch says social media. It's a bunch of needy people that need attention, need some information, need some insight, need some support, need people. People need people. And I say, but if that's not a good way to be, well, why be that? So that's why I listed the definition, and perhaps other people can look at the definition. If it's not a good thing to be, will be something different. But I guess ultimately, according to the laws of the universe, if you give, it's because you have, and if you need, it's because you don't have. But perhaps the reverse is true, which is to say that if you have, it's because you need. If you have, it's because you give, and if you receive, it's because you need. Maybe receiving and looking to receive all the time is the cause of neediness, and giving and looking to give all the time is the cause of having. Sure, there's some universal law aspect that the mystics can put on it, but I'll just say that that's my little bit that I have to give to you which is some authentic conversation and bringing into question whether or not it's actually good to be needy in words and in deed. But on this end, we just give what we keep giving, which is another victory, and perhaps stated as another method to be at peace when you have, which is through giving. So I'll give you a peace sign. Peace. Enjoy the football game and keep it one love. Shout out to Seattle. One love.